What's up, YouTube? You know what time it is. It's Mighty Fan time, and I got a pickup video to share. And I also got some vintage jerseys that I've had for a long time. And we're talking like over 8, 10, 15 years even in one of the cases. And, I actually got them out the other day, and it was almost like, getting new pickups, to see these again. So I've never showed them before in any videos, so I figure now would be a good time. Better late as never. And I do have to say, I do have to apologize. It's been such a chaotic kind of week and a half for me. I filmed a pickup video last week, and I still haven't posted it. It just goes to show how crazy busy I've been. I also did some filming, very little, but some filming from Franklin Field during the Eagles practice on this past Sunday, which is a really cool experience to see the place where they last won an NFL championship. I took some good pictures from there. So I want to, make a video for my Season of the Fan, series as well, the Philadelphia Eagles, of course. And I'm going to get to that too. I know I'm a little behind on that, and I've just been behind on a lot of things. But I've had a few pickups, and I already, I took the pictures and posted them to Facebook because it's easy to do that. But taking the video and editing and everything, it can be a little problematic, as I got a little pop-up thing here I have to, okay. But, the main reason for it being so busy is I'm getting a new TV. And, people think, oh, it's so easy. How much work is it to get a new TV? Well, there's a lot of things involved, at least for me. I had to move some things and clean some things, so there's room for, I'm so behind on technology. I mean, you guys are probably going to laugh, but I'm actually getting my very first flat screen TV, right? And I was like one of the last little holdouts to get a smartphone, and I got that a year ago. And I just got this, laptop a few years ago with the built-in webcam and everything. And, I had a tower PC there for a number of years till it died. And, I'm not the most technological person. So it took me a little while to finally get around to getting a real flat screen, HD, everything, TV. And so I'm getting one. And I said, you know what, now's the time, let's do it. It's a 55-inch LG brand, which is the brand I have for my smartphone. I really like LG, so I got the TV. So now I get to watch the upcoming NFL season the way it should be watched. And so I'm really looking forward to it. I'm all psyched about it. I get put it in the man cave down there, and I have it all ready for the football season, for baseball playoffs coming up too, and of course movies and all the whatever NBA, NHL seasons coming up. So really excited about it, and but I needed some assistance too to set it all up. So tomorrow's the big day. Tomorrow I'm gonna have some friends who are also coworkers of mine. We're gonna bring the TV in and set it all up, and they can hook everything up to it. Because I don't know what the heck I'm doing. How I'm making this video right now, it's still a miracle to me. But I gotta hook the Xbox up. That's probably most important. I make sure that goes in first, and then the other stuff. But I'm looking forward to it. So that's why I've just been so just busy. And of course with work and everything. So, but anyhow, let's get right to the pickups. The pickup. Well, actually, there are a couple hats too. But get to the jersey. You notice I'm wearing my Swingman Adidas Tracy McGrady. This is the away purple Dino jersey, and I was finally able to get, and I was so just happy and excited to get this because this has been a grail of mine for a while. And the story behind this is, some years ago, I got a Nike Tracy McGrady Raptors white Dino jersey. And, I didn't know any better. I thought it was a legit jersey and whatever. Well, it was a fake. I got it. It was a little snug on me too. And the number, the purple for the number, or I guess it's more of like a lavender or whatever it is for the number on the jersey, it was like more blue. It was like, it looked bad. So I always wanted to get a white Dino Raptors Tracy McGrady. And I know Mitchell and Ness made the Vince Carter last year, but I wanted the Tracy McGrady because I have the purple Vince Carter for Mitchell and Ness. I wanted the white, for another player, just for variety. And so I saw this on eBay, and I was like real excited. And eBay, they have those 6-7 day listings, so it was one of those 6-day listings. So I'm sitting there, and day after day, no one's bidding on it. Now, this jersey usually gets some attention because it's a rare jersey. It's a really nice jersey. But for whatever reason, there was no attention. So I started worrying. I started thinking, man, is this legit? Is this a real Tracy McGrady Toronto Raptors jersey, or is it a knockoff? But I took the chance on it anyhow. I bid on it. I was the only bidder on it. And that's what worried me even more. I'm like, oh, man. I hope this isn't a knockoff. I've already went through this once before with the T-Mac Raptors jersey, the home Raptors jersey. I don't want to go through that again. And I got it in the mail, and my worries were put aside because as soon as I saw it, I said, oh, yeah, it's legit, definitely. They don't make fakes like this. And so here it is. This is the Tracy McGrady. It's made in Korea. So you can tell it's an older run Mitchell and Ness. And I think they made this around the time when they made the bunch of 90s jerseys originally, when they put out like the original run of the Vince Carter, the Mitch Richmond checkerboard jersey. There was a few others in there. I think Jason Kidd was in there, Dirk Nowitzki, a few others. And they put out this T-Mac. And you've seen this in other people's collections. I know off the top of my head, Throwback King had this. I remember seeing in his collection, some other members. I always liked it, but it's next to impossible to find. And when you do see it, it's like you have to take out a loan to get it, because those older run 90s jerseys that they made, when you see them on, eBay, they usually fetch a pretty good sum. So I didn't pay as much as I've seen this go for in the past, and I was pretty happy about that. And I was also worried about it too. But when I got it, you can definitely tell it's legit. The cut, the feel, everything. It's definitely legit. The stitching, it's got the dazzle twill on the inside for the Raptors. It's double stitched with the black outline. And the one, that's the correct color. It's not blue. It's got those just awesome pinstripes, and of course the big Dino Raptor. I always kind of call these the Jurassic Park jerseys too, because the Raptors came out with this. I believe they became a team, and they kind of came out with this around the time when Jurassic Park was like in the, one of the top movies and everything. So the Raptors, of course, big part of the movie. So whenever I see that, I always think of Jurassic Park. I don't know. It's one of my favorite movies. Maybe that's why. So. But there it is. It's all screened onto or supplemented onto the jersey, as well as the pinstripes. But everything else is double stitched. It's got the NBA logo right there. And then there is the jock on the bottom. 1998-99, I believe that's his rookie year. He played with his cousin, Vince Carter, those years in Toronto. Of course, Tracy McGrady went on to have some great years with the Magic and with the Rockets. Kind of was injury plagued towards the end, but he was a great scorer. And this is where you guys start with the Toronto Raptors. Straight out of high school, I believe, too. McGrady on the back is single stitched. The black nameplate is supplemented on, as well as the little design there. I think it's like the raptor teeth or whatever it's supposed to be is supplemented on. And the one is double stitched. Awesome jersey, legit. I'm so happy to finally have it. I've wanted this for so long. And there it is. So T-Mac Toronto Raptors, home white. It goes perfect with that, with this one too, but also with my purple Vince Carter, Mitchell and Ness, the home and away Raptor Dino Jurassic jerseys, I call them. I also got a couple hats. You know me, I'm always looking for hats too. Of course, I gotta put the fan on. It is hot. So there it is. So, this one I just picked up on the weekend, this past weekend at Lids, and never saw this one before, so I was real excited when I saw it. I get excited for not only jerseys but hats too, because this definitely goes with some jerseys and that. Fireball Suns, just classic logo right there. Big Fireball on the front. It's a snap. Mitchell and Ness. Got a couple of the Fireball jerseys. I still want to get a purple one. I have a white one and a black. So this goes with them. And I got this one off lids.com a couple weeks ago. It's the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Splash logo. Splash Cavs logo. Hardwood Classics. It's fitted. New era. And I do want to get. I was talking about this with Big Slim over the phone not long ago. And it's true. One of the jerseys that's still eluding me, and I want to get someday, is the Splash Cavs jersey. Like Sean Kemp was there back then. Mark Price was still there late in his career, and they had some other guys. Wagner, I believe, was there. They had like those just splash looking jerseys, and I know they made a Kyrie Irving Hardwood Classics swingman, so if worst comes to worst, I'll just grab that one someday, hopefully. Or I hope Mitchell and Ness makes the Sean Kemp there. I know they have his licensing rights, and the funny thing is they made the shoot-around jacket for the Cavs, and they made hats and stuff like that with this logo, but they have yet to make a jersey. And they're like, they're pumping out these 90s jerseys left and right, but they still haven't done the 90s, splash. So come on, Mitchell, let's get on it. Let's go. Sean Kemp, number 4, Cleveland Cavaliers. And they have his rights. I mean, they've made his Sonics, All-Star jerseys. They just have to make that Cavs jersey. Or get it done up. Or because for me, like, I know they have the Champion Authentics out there, but, I can hardly ever see them, and when I do, they're too small. So... It's like, okay. But anyhow, so that is the newest pickups. These aren't new pickups, but you never saw these before, and these were pulled out of literally one of my NFL jersey piles that I have, my old replica jerseys that I have from back in the day. And I want to give a shout out here, a quick shout out to A-Rock, because I know this is representing his favorite team in the NFL. He still roots for them, even though he lives on the West Coast now. This is still his favorite team, and it is the Minnesota Vikings. And I got 4 old school replica. They're replica, but they were from back when they were playing. Just quick little story. I mean, back in 1998, my Eagles were okay. I mean, they were kind of in a rebuilding mode. And so, of course, when their season ended, I kept my eyes on the Minnesota Vikings, because the Minnesota Vikings were one of the top teams that year. They were such an exciting team to watch. Of course, Randy Moss was a rookie back then. And they had former Eagles, Chris Carter, and Randall Cunningham. And so, most people in Philadelphia, even though the Eagles weren't, the season was over, they weren't doing too good. So most people in Philadelphia, of course, we always watch our Eagles. We always have an eye on them. But most people were saying, hey, you know what, we're going to root for the Vikings too, because Randall's there, Chris Carter's there. If the Eagles aren't going to win, we want to see some of our former guys, and particularly Randall, win a ring. And so I was really caught up in that season with them. And one of the games that I remember most was Thanksgiving. Because, the Eagles, me being a diehard Eagles fan, who do they, of course, the Vikings are playing in Dallas, and they just lit them up. And I was so happy to see that. I think Randy Moss had like 3 touchdowns because Dallas passed on him in the draft, and among other teams, but he wanted to get even, so he had a big game. And I was just so happy to see Dallas lose like that. So I kind of, that just made me, more, interested to see what they do, just because they put on a show that day in Dallas, and I was so happy for that. And it was just a great offense. They were a great show, and of course Randall being the quarterback there, having a great year. It was fun to watch, and of course, as we know, at the end, they kind of were like the Eagles, because they had a great season and it ended not in winning a Super Bowl, and in heartbreak fashion. It's like, I know it's happened to the Vikings before, other than that year, but it was like, yeah, that kind of looks familiar. But nonetheless, I was rooting for them. I was hoping that they got there, and I think it would have been a much better Super Bowl if it was the Vikings and the Broncos that year. I mean, the Broncos just took the Falcons apart, but it would have been very interesting to see them play that Vikings team. With all due respect to the Dirty Birds, but I think it would have been a much better Super Bowl. But anyhow, so the first jersey I found is one that predates 1998. This goes back a ways, and it's an old Chris Carter, Minnesota Vikings. This is an old Russell, and this is a replica. You know, it's not stitched or anything, but I mean, the quality on this one. I mean, they used to make replica jerseys like insanely nice, you know, and you know, the only thing that's different, it's not stitched. It doesn't have a little NFL shield, but I mean, it's a nice heavy jersey. It's kind of got that pro cut kind of little bit going on. Well, not so much on this one, but there were others that they did the more kind of the pro look. I have a few of them, Jerry Rice and Barry Sanders and stuff, but you know, and you know, everything on it's just really nice. The sleeves, it's kind of that vinyl, you know, for the stripes, and of course the Viking logo on both sleeves. So, Chris Carter, all he does is catch touchdowns. I always liked Chris Carter. He was always one of my favorite receivers. You know, of course, he was a former Eagle, and he had a great Hall of Fame career with the Vikings. But had some good years here too, and you know, one of the great wide receivers in the history of the game. So, Chris Carter. There's the jock tag, old, like I said, Russell Athletic, vintage jersey. Speaking of purple. So that's one. And the thing about this is I remember getting these next two from Value City Department Store. Shout out to old Value City. It's not around anymore. But what they did before they closed was they bought out Starter. Like all the Starter, you know, stuff they bought out. And when the NFL went to Puma and to like Champion and some other Nike and some other brands, Starter, you know, was out of the NFL. So that following like the off season, Value City got all the old Starter stuff for the NFL and NHL and some other baseball and some other whatever made the stuff. They got it. So I mean, you talk about treasure troves. Like, they had a ton of jerseys. I still feel bad, though. I could have bought an authentic Randy Moss back then, and I didn't. And to this day, it's like, why didn't I do that, you know? But it is what it is. And here's a Chris Carter. It's a replica Starter. I always liked Starter. I mean, I know they're kind of getting back into the game now, and, you know, it just brings back memories of when I was, you know, when I was a youngin' in high school and middle school wearing the Starter gear. And there's the Chris Carter. This is the away. I always liked the away Vikings jerseys from this time because of the stripes. Honestly, it's just, Mitchell Ness needs to make one of these. I know they made some others like Fran Tarkenton and them back in the day, but they need to make like a white Randy Moss and a white Chris Carter, even a Cunningham, you know, from those times. They were nice jerseys. But it's got the Carter 80 on the back. It's got the 80s on the shoulders. Viking logo. So this was like 1999, and I picked these up from a Value City Department Store. It's crazy, you know. But you know, I got so many of these replica jerseys back then. Just so many of them. It was either 99 or like 2000 or 2001 or something like that. But and even though I didn't get his authentic jersey at Value City, I got his replica. So, here's Randy Moss. This is the away, of course, like it was for Carter. Still got to get an authentic Randy Moss Vikings someday, but until then I got his replicas. There you go. I mean, one of the all-time great rookie seasons, you know, and this jersey kind of represents that, so. Nice jersey right there at the jock tag. And last but not least, this one I know for sure I bought in 99 because that's it's either 99 or 2000. Maybe 2000. I think I got this one in 2000. Yeah. 99 or 2000, one of those years. This is the Puma replica Randy Moss. So this is when they went to Puma. I got it that year, I remember. I forget exactly if it was 99 or 2000, but I know I got it that year when they switched over to Puma. I remember I got this at like JCPenney's or something like that back in the day. Purple. So it's a replica, you know, not stitched or anything. It's still a nice, you know, nice jersey. The 84s on the sleeves, Moss. And this is like, you know, still like the rookie style jersey that he wore back then. Because the Vikings were still wearing them like that, you know. It wasn't until years later that they switched over to, like, early in the Adrian Peterson years and stuff like that, they switched to what, and they switched again. Like, only, you know, how many years later, you know, then they switched again to what they're wearing now, which is pretty cool. I wouldn't mind getting an AP jersey. And last but certainly not least, this is a... I'm not a big fan of the team per se because they beat my Eagles in the Super Bowl, but if I were to pick a Patriots jersey style that, you know, I certainly, you know, that I always, you know, liked, it would be this one. And this is circa the year they went to the Super Bowl, lost to the Packers, but this is a Curtis Martin, and that was when he was a rookie. And so here's his Patriots jersey. And I have his authentic. I did get his starter authentic for his Jets. And I still have that one, but this is a replica. It's just, you know, such a nice jersey. You know, Patriots, 28. Still in just really great shape because that's how I keep them. And just the thing about these, see, Mitchell and Ness needs to make this. They need to make the Curtis Martin, you know, the blue or the white, you know. I mean, Bledsoe too, but I'd like to see them make a Martin, the Patriot with the flying, you know, I think they call these like the Elvis heads or something like that, the Patriots logo on the big Patriots logo on the shoulders. Mitchell's got to get on one of these. They need to make like a Curtis Martin. I definitely get it. I know you can probably still find it authentic sometime, but whenever I see a nerd, it's really expensive. So, you know. So then I got my replica Curtis Martin, Hall of Famer, great running back. Of course, really, you know, had some of his, you know, he had some really great years early in his career with the Patriots, and then of course with the Jets. So, great running back. And just everything about this jersey just really pops. You know, it just you can just tell it's like a vintage jersey with the big logo on the shoulders and the numbers, and it's got the 28s on the sleeves too. Just really nice. Again, it's not authentic, but it's still just, even for a replica, this is a nice jersey. You know, definitely get some compliments wearing this. But Curtis Martin, rookie jersey, Patriots. Anyhow, that's going to do it. I know, just a little bit of vintage here, so I grabbed them out of the pile. I saw that purple, I'm like, I bet those are my Vikings jersey. Yeah! 1998. And you know, the Carter and Moss, you know, great careers they had. Moss would probably be a future Hall of Famer, I would imagine. And of course, Carter is a Hall of Famer. Of course, Curtis Martin, another Hall of Famer. And I watched them when they were still young, playing. So anyhow, that's gonna do it for me. A bit long in this video. I apologize about that, but I had a lot of things to show. So I hope everything's going well for everyone. I don't know what order I'm going to post these videos, but be sure there's going to be a few videos being posted by yours truly on YouTube. I'm going to have my new TV all set up tomorrow. So I'll go ahead and show you guys that new TV at some point. Anyhow, that's going to do it for me, for another episode of my my zany videos on my channel. But as always, a big shout out to all my subscribers, fellow Jersey heads, all the groups on Facebook, family, friends, fellow DeviantArt members, anyone I'm forgetting. As always, this is MightyFan once again saying peace. I will see you in that next video. Okay, everyone, take care, and I'll see you then.